I'm following you, right?
You're following me because I got fussed at about taking too long to put some new videos up on IfÁ education. So what I want to do today is show y'all some of the behind the scenes work. It's not all glitter and gold all the time. It's not always electric. You come behind you if you don't mind being on camera. If you don't mind. Sometimes people, you know, think it's about, you know, the outer appearance of things like the electric, the clothes, you know, songs. But there's a messy side. Come, I show you. So we gotta feed the birds. Like, you know, in IfÁ there's animal sacrifices. But if you don't know about IfÁ, don't judge that. You have to have the basic education before you condemn the animal sacrifices. It's not like you biting the head off the animal, being some, you know, crazy demonic stuff. It's not like that. It's very sacred, and sometimes these animals can be consumed, and sometimes it cannot be consumed. You have to know some history to understand how to determine whether they can be consumed or whether they cannot be consumed, but they're treated very respectfully. And so while they're in your care, you got to make sure you feed them, you give them water, talk to them, love on them. And this can be really challenging sometimes for, you know, we're going to go to the bathroom and do this because it's a little faster. It can be a little challenging for people who super love animals. I super love animals. And I remember seeing my first goat sacrifice, and I just cried like a baby. And then I ate him. And he was good. But I thank him for his life, and I thank him for his spirit. And the thing about it is, like, if you're gonna go, a lot of people, you know, they be like, ugh, I ain't eating that, you know, because they see you pluck it, they see you take the head off of it. But you're gonna go to Popeyes, you know, you gonna eat Cane's. How you think them chickens get in that batter? Them chickens was plucked. And I've seen them chicken trucks on the interstate. All them white hens packed on top of each other, pulling on each other. That's what you eat. But these, they're being cared for. They're clean. I know what I'm feeding them because I'm feeding them. And if you actually have a farm or a coop in your house, you know what I'm saying? You get to spend time with them every day. They fussing. They talk to you too. Once you have them for a while, you start coming around. They start letting you know that they know, you know. They talking to you. So these ladies right here are really, really sweet. These are for IfÁ. People got their hands of IfÁ, a lot of hands of IfÁ over the week. Hey Jay. Jay, we're recording, we're live. A lot of people got their hands of IfÁ over the weekend, and so you know you just want to be prepared and want to make sure we had enough birds. We actually still not finished. This is it's not even really a 3-day ceremony. It's truly like it could be a 4-day ceremony depending on how quickly you can find the ingredients for the final eba, right? So it's day 1, you know, preparation of the ikin, you know, nurturing of the ikin. Day 2, you know, you pretty much just say your prayers and let them sit with the ingredients in them, the offering in them from the first day. Day 3, you get your reading and your dafa for the Odu, you know, the Odu governing the Ìyán'ifá or the hand of IfÁ or the Ìṣe-Ifá. And then when you get that reading, another prescription is rendered. And from that prescription, you know what other animals are necessary to appease the energy that comes up for you in that dafa or in that reading. And you don't know everything. So, you know, when the priest or priestess is divining for a person, they are a vessel. They are trained to have a unique type of communication with God. They are trained to have a unique type of insight into interpreting the way these sacred and consecrated divination tools fall when they're cast or when they're pounded or when they're manipulated or when they're worked with or handled. And so from that knowledge and that wisdom, the priest is able to share with the client what the word of God through the oracle is sharing with them. That information can be derived from the past, present, or future. Because when you think about spirit, when you think about God wisdom, that's coming from the realm of eternity. So if it doesn't make sense to you at the very, very beginning, don't dismiss it or throw it away, because it could be from the past, present, like I said, or the future. Also, your family's information, some issues concerning your family could come up in your spiritual work. You know, just, you know, this past weekend, sister got her Dafa for her hand of IfÁ. I mean, a brother, and his brother-in-law's life dilemma came up in his spiritual work. His brother-in-law, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes, you know, we got family members that make it very, very difficult for us to, you know, return to African tradition, to return to African spirit. But really, we should try to be more understanding that all of us have been told a lot of lies about who we are ancestrally, and you never know who's praying for you, and you never know who is supporting you in spirit and who's advocating for you in spirit. Try to use very good discernment. If that person is a person who is bright and beautiful on the inside and on the outside, who is generally kind and sweet and loving, why would they be trying to work some evil on you? You know, although every now and again you get some really great actors, but spirit will even reveal that. So really try to go inside and have wisdom, so that you don't give your family members a hard time about living their destiny. Your destiny is not their destiny. So you might come into the world and you're supposed to be a Christian, or you're supposed to be a Catholic. That's great for you. If that works for you and that elevates your spirit, great for you. And for your counterpart or the person next to you, their destiny might be to practice a traditional African spirituality. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean you should be condemning them, damning them to hell, or being judgmental. Because even in these mainstream spiritualities, you're not supposed to be judgmental. You're not God. You don't know. You don't know what wisdom God have imparted into the being of that person. You don't know that. So give them a break and love them. So what are we doing now? We getting this stuff together because we're about to go to the river. And we're going to pay homage to Osun, Orisha, Osun, yes, at the Mississippi River. So we're getting all her stuff together because she likes things. She likes nice things. And I had already prepared this. This is some obia bata, and this is some, let me get us some more light here.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. I know. You can't see none of my eyes and my teeth. I'm so dark skinned.
Outside too.
Oh, I know. But I ain't the darkest skin though. I saw a sister the other day, and I mean, this sister has some beautiful, beautiful hue to her skin. And then I was like, just a tinge darker. And then I heard the voice, "You're never satisfied, IfáŞèyí." My God, Earth the Kid. My God is Earth the Kid voice. So this is the lighting better, yeah?
I'm trying to get it now. Hold up. Okay. Let me put the light behind us.
Better?
Yes, much better.
Much better. So this is Orobo. I'll show you. This is Orobo, and it's English in translation is bitter cola, but it's probably not a literal translation. That's probably the best translation we could use. This is cola nut. Yeah, Osun likes cola nuts. I never know her to have bitter cola, but she may. But I know this is what she likes. She likes cola nuts. Osun. Sometimes also I've seen people put palm oil on her offering, depending on what they're giving her. But we're going to take it and we're going to cast when we get out there to see what she wants. So better to be prepared. She does take alcohol, but a lot of times I see people give her fancy alcohol like champagne, Moscato, you know what I'm saying, like bubbly. But I've seen some priestesses of Osun, and they like whatever they like, whether it's cognac, bourbon, and this is her bell. We're going to take this because we're going to use this to invoke her, and I'm going to wash it. And what else are we going to do? We're going to collect some water. I already took that out to the car. Anyway, we're going to collect some river water because if you know some of the prayers, or if you yourself are comfortable praying, you yourself are comfortable praying, you can actually infuse your water. Alafia. Ekabo.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, man. Give me 5. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Delaney.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, well, thank you. Happy birthday on camera.
Is it okay if they're on camera?
We're recording.
Okay.
Okay. So hey, so you can actually infuse your Osun water with prayers. And so if you know Yoruba chants or prayers, you can also say those. But also, you know, very importantly is that you'll be able to say your own prayers, speak your own prayers into the water. And then from there, you can use that water to bathe yourself. You can use that water to cleanse your head. A couple of days ago, I did an Ibari. And I caught it on the full moon and didn't even realize I've been caught up running around. But I mean, yeah, the new moon, sorry, new moon. So I did an Ibari with a whole bunch of river water. And I happened to get out to this river as far as I could see before anyone else was out there. And so the water was very settled and undisturbed. And when I tell you that was one of the most powerful head cleansings that I have felt in a while, I encourage you to do it. If you want to know more about the head cleansing ritual, it's really, really simple. Let me know, and I will work with you. I will talk with you first to see where your head is at. No pun intended. But then from there, I'll be able to know how to guide you after consulting in a divine way about what's appropriate for you and what's appropriate for your destiny. Because what's good for me and my destiny and my head cleansing might not be what your head and your destiny needs. So that's all I wanted to share. I couldn't think of anything else. Is there anything else I should say? I mentioned that you, while I was talking, any questions you think people might ask that aren't doing this every day?
I have a question because I was also wondering about that. For giving Orisha Osun in her actual element palm oil, if that is okay.
I've seen people do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not like you flooding the river with, you know, palm oil, and sometimes too the palm oil might be on her offering. But it's a rare thing. I've seen people drizzle that bad boy with honey though, like honey galore. All over her stuff. So, but I'm gonna take it just in case. So it's good to ask. It's good to ask her what she wants. It's good to ask her what she wants. Also, at times I've seen where, like she takes hen. I've seen people cook the hen, prepare the hen for her, and put palm oil on her hen. So it's just good to ask. You know, if you know how to ask, it's good to ask. If you don't know how to ask, just play it safe and give what you know for sure is appropriate to give to her. If you want to know what's appropriate to give to her, I'll tell you right now, you can never go wrong with fruit. Fruit, flowers, bubbly, you know, Moscato, champagne, but brightly colored fruit. She loves pineapples, bananas, papayas, mangoes, those tropical fruit. She likes to take apples and oranges. What else? Any type of tasty wine. Dirty wine.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that there was a particular way to offer honey.
Did they show you how?
No, but I thought that like only a certain way to offer it. You can't just give her honey.
I never
It
heard
has
of
to be
that.
new or something in particular. Is that not right?
I've never heard of that.
Okay.
So, but the thing about it is, thank you though, thank you, EI, for asking that question. Because this brings up a great point about lineage differences. It doesn't mean it's wrong just because it doesn't parallel or match what you've been taught in your lineage. What my Ìyán'ifá told me was, Ìyálola Ajibola Elebuibon. What she told me was that, you know, you can't do the same thing in your house in somebody else's house. There's different culture, you understand? Different etiquette. And, you know, my sister or my brother's house where they grew up in versus the house where I grew up in. Maybe your parents let you put your feet on the coffee table, but you come to my mama's house and put your feet on her table, you might get something thrown at you. You know, and little differences like that. So you just be respectful of where you are, and be open to the customs that they have in their house. And don't try to impose your way and your customs and your tradition on them. In this case, lineage. Don't try to impose your lineage behaviors, your lineage habits, your lineage rituals, your lineage protocols in somebody else's house. When you go into their house, you have to respect their lineage, you know, traditions and protocols. And that's just that. But it's not necessarily wrong. Whatever they told Iya, you know, for their house or for their lineage, it probably is very appropriate. But in my lineage, I've never seen a specific way where you have to give Yeye Oshun honey. I've seen people just pour the honey in her pot. You know, they say their prayers into it. Any offering that you offer, you're going to say your prayers into it. You know, but then after you say your prayers into it, you touch to your head, touch to your heart, your ori, touch to your heart, your okam. You touch it to your belly button, ori inu, and you blow, Amy, your diaphragmatic breath into it, anywhere between 1 or 3 times if you want to. After you say your prayers into it, then you drizzle the honey inside the pot, or if we're going to the river, drizzle the honey inside the river. And then you eat some yourself. So purpose of you eating some for yourself is so that you can request for sweetness to come into your life. And that you be sweet as well, especially in the face of challenges, life's challenges and adversities. Good brother Baba Oba, Dr. Alchemy, told me that from his spiritual tradition, what did he say? You're supposed to embrace life's challenges as opportunities to exercise and enhance our divinity. And that is so true. That is so true. So true. So embrace the challenges, because this is the destiny that we asked for. We asked for this life before we were born into our mother's womb. So don't curse it, but you make yourself a vessel, you know what I'm saying, for receiving the joy, receiving the light that Olodumare, that God has given all of us the capacity to experience. But you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Either you're going to choose to focus on the BS, or you're going to choose to look ahead and see the bright, radiant, beaming future that's before you, and help to enhance the world with your light. You know, asking God to reveal your destiny to you, reveal your life purposes to you. I give you a hint. It's whatever you love. It's whatever you love. And if you love it, you got to make sacrifices to do it full time. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to have to grind when you work for yourself. But when you love it, you find you've been working like 80 hours doing what you love and not even realize it. Which means you have a capacity to make even more financial income, if that's what you're seeking, from doing what you love versus working for somebody else and you only getting paid 1/100 of what they getting paid off your labor. Bye, Felicia. Any other questions?
Benny, I heard you say Oriyeye earlier. Could you speak a little bit more about that?
Benny, yeah, thank you so much for asking that question. Oriyeye means thank you, mother. Oriyeye, and then when we say it, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to like say it and mean it. So I'm kind of holding my voice in, but when we get out to the river and we show you what we do at the river, and then there's somebody upstairs too, there's Congolese dancers up there, they're going to be performing at Jazz Fest. I want to wake them up. But Oriyeye means thank you, mother. Because Yeye Oshun is like, she's the womb, you understand? She's the water inside the womb, nurturing the child, nurturing the baby. She's the water inside our cells, you know? She's the water on the planet Earth, you understand? The fresh water rivers of planet Earth, where she's in and throughout us. And she has a very special power. She has a lot of them. But the one I'm speaking of at this moment is her power of visual manifestation, power of visualization. Yeah, she's a very, very powerful energy. She's a very powerful energy. She's a feminine energy, and she is very sweet. She loves pampering her children, and she herself loves to be pampered. Now see, this is the thing about Orisha Oshun and all the other Orishas. Just because we talk about pampering them, giving them things, that don't mean we worshiping them over God. It's one God, and we are all in this culture aware that it is God that allowed these other energies to exist. It is God that delegated these other Orishas to serve their specific functions for the enhancement and for the enhancement of humankind, and also to help keep the balance, right? We have the capacity to interact with them and solicit their assistance. And so the analogy that I use, because somebody might say, well, if I got a relationship with God, why I need an Orisha? Think of it like this. If you go to a general practitioner, can they do surgery on your foot as a general practitioner? No. Now God, all-powerful, almighty God, Olodumare, can do anything. However, God also delegated specialists to serve in different functions, to assist with specific functions and specific issues that human beings have had since the beginning of time. And so it's one God for all people, and that one God is a very, very good God. However, that one very, very good God also created all energies, the right hand benevolent side, the left hand malevolent side. Even if you're going into the Christian scripture, Lucifer was existing because God sanctioned it. Lucifer continues to exist from the Christian perspective, continues to exist because God sanctions it. In our culture, in our tradition, there's no devil. There's no devil in Yoruba, everyone. There's no devil. So a lot of this is about, you know, your character, your heart, you aligning with your destiny appropriately, you developing a unique and special intimate relationship with God, Olodumare, your ancestors, Egungun, and your Ori. And when you learn about the Orishas, then you can develop a very intimate, personal, and healthy relationship with the Orishas as well. But it is advised by my elders to never put Orishas above Olodumare. Never put Orishas above your destiny, your own Ori. Okay? So everybody and every energy deserves, and we would benefit from respecting them all, but not worshiping one over God. It's God. Have your relationship with God, and God will impart divine and mystic revelation unto you about the other aspects of God. Alright, I think that's all of us. Let's go!
When is the stop?
Yeah.
I need a birthday cake.